Hello and welcome back to West Ham United. I'm Andy. Hope everyone is keeping safe and well. I'm back with a video after doing a reaction of the match what unfolded yesterday against Kidderminster, but I'm going to be in trouble here. I haven't done it in a while. I'd like to thank our channel sponsors, Glazewise, Windows, Doors, Conservatories. John is your man, and also if you mention West Ham United, you get a discount, and of course a usual shout out as well for Iron Supporting Food Banks. John and his team are at the London Stadium on the main tunnel every home game. So, and of course you can make a donation as well, and all the links are in the description below. So it's the morning after, and yeah, it didn't really go according to plan yesterday, did it? When I arrived at the stadium yesterday, I saw the starting 11. I was thinking, yeah, um, we've got a really strong 11. So I thought, yeah, no, that'll be good. Um, and yeah, we'll move on from there. Um, so yeah, no, it was really good. Uh, Atmosphere was brilliant. Um, yeah, it was really, really good. So I was expecting the game to be a lot more smoother than what it was. Let's just have a look and see who we've got in the chat. Luke, hope you're doing well, mate. James, yeah, 1 second, I'll send you the link. 1 second. So yeah, with the starting 11, I thought we'll be okay here. I'll go through the starting 11 in a second. Sorry, I'll just send James the link now. 1 second. Sorry. Who else have we got in the chat? We've got Lawrence. I hope you're doing well. No worries, Jake, mate. Appreciate it. And Luke, I thought we were excellent and showed our Premier League quality. Yeah. So obviously, I'm going to go through the starting 11. I'm guessing a lot of you obviously know what it was, but I'll go through it anyway. So we set up with a surprise, surprise, a 4-2-3-1, but the team was Areola in goal, Fredericks, Diop, Zuma, Johnson, Krall partnering in Noble, Yarmolenko, Ben Rama, Vlasic, and Jared Bowen up top. So as you can see, it was. I think that should be enough to beat a Premier League side at best. But I've got James in with me now as well.
Hey,
Hey mate, how you doing?
Unbelievable yesterday, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take my hat off to you, mate, for travelling up there and watching that for 91 minutes. That must have been hard.
121 minutes.
I know, but until Declan scored, I think the 90th minutes was like pain for you. I must admit.
Yeah, no, definitely. But what did you think of the starting 11 to start off with?
I thought he was all right, Andy. I thought we looked upright. The only thing I couldn't work out is why would you play two ball-playing centre halves on that pitch? Why not Dawson and someone? Like, I didn't understand that one, but I thought, you know what? That's a Europa League side, isn't it? You know what I mean? This is Kidderminster that we're playing, so.
Yeah, no, exactly. Obviously, there's rumours what David Moyes was saying. Obviously, he wants Krall to have more football. Do you reckon it was? It's. I'm not trying to make. I still think he's an okay player. Obviously, when I've seen him play, obviously that pitch was. I don't know how much you could see on the pitch. It was a bobbly pitch. People don't probably when you see it on the telly, it is a little bit different. I'm not trying to make it. We were atrocious yesterday, but the abuse what Marc Noble got from the fans as well in the stadium was absolutely atrocious yesterday. I'm surprised there wasn't fights because before the game, Marc Noble chanting him, clapping his hand. As soon as he'd done two missed passes, they were calling him a CUNT and he shouldn't be on the pitch.
Really? Was it that?
Yeah.
Never picked up that on the BBC. I must admit, but
yeah. I know it's mad. It's mad. But yeah, we've got another friend in. Here we go. Afternoon.
Mosey, how are you, mate?
I'm top of the world, Dale. Top of the world. Pick it. Doing the mileage. Doing the mileage. Yeah, no, definitely. Is it out your system yet, James? Though.
all I can appreciate is that we got the win. I can't take nothing out of that game, mate. For me, personally, I thought it was embarrassing. I thought we looked bang average. Kidderminster Harriers take a bow. That's your sixth tier of football. Then the British football system is going well. But I will say one thing. A lot of questions have to be asked of why was Yarmolenko playing for so long? Why was Issa Diop starting from the start? I understand with the crowd thing, because I'm with you on that one. I think judge him over a period of games, don't just judge him over one. And just questions need to be asked, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, exactly. Dale, what about you? Do you reckon Crowell was harshly treated yesterday?
Dale's on mute.
Harshly treated about that. But I tell you what, it's quite funny. All the people who call for Vlasic to give him more time, or whatever excuse they've got for Vlasic, were quick enough to call out Crowell yesterday as being absolute crap. We get rid of him. I don't understand the mentality of that. Do you know what I mean? Because as I said before me watching along yesterday's game was not the game. I wanted to see how Crowell played, but I don't think it was a game to judge him. But what I found really upsetting was all the people who, look at the difference between the players. One's on loan. We paid nearly 30 million quid for the other one, and he can't even play against the Kidderminster Harriers. But nobody will admit it. That's the problem. But they're quick enough. Those same people, those same supporters, were calling Crow out for being absolute crap. So
to be fair to Ben Rama and Vlasic, they were the only ones who wanted to play yesterday. Until 119 minutes, Bowen was non-existent in my opinion as well. Obviously,
Vlasic wanted to play, still didn't play though, Miles. He was poor yesterday, mate. You can't. Well, that's why David Moyes took him off.
I think he was wrong for him to be taken off.
David Moyes, let's be honest, Andy, mate. We've played. I know you don't like to knock any player, right? I understand that, but let's knock David Moyes in. He's paid £27 million for this bloke, and he even had to sub him off against Kidderminster Harriers. And he's not the only player. I don't understand what Yarmolenko was doing on the pitch yesterday. Oko Flex should have started that game. It's the FA Cup, mate. You know what you're going to get with Yarmolenko? Nothing. You're not going to get anything from him, so why play him? Most teams bring their youth players through in the FA Cup, don't they? Not West Ham. We played a bloke who's leaving in 4 months' time. 5 months or whatever it bloody is.
Yeah.
The passing was awful, like Lawrence says. It was shocking, right? But it's the players' attitude. But the trouble is, and it's true, right? Our football players today are pampered princes, mate. They play on big carpets in big stadiums, right? They take them under a clue what to do, have they? The ball bobbles. Oh, it bobbled. Well, bloody hell. Surely it bobbled when he was a 12-year-old kid playing on the pitch.
I didn't understand the left-back position. Johnson was just exposed. He didn't have time of the day. If Creswell ended up playing, 60 minutes yesterday because of it? Why didn't you put Longello in the side or started him, and then you could have done it because Johnson, they've Kidderminster, they said they've sent scouts to our last 3 or 4 games. They know exactly how we're going to play. We played the same system of what we play in the Premier League, with different play.
I'll just bring that up there, Andy. If you don't, me and James were just having that conversation right over on when we were chatting this minute ago. Like you say, where we went wrong yesterday, David Moyes done exactly the same as usual. Played the same system, wanted to play the same style of play, but on a bloody cabbage patch, right? Now, the way it's true, isn't it? Let's be honest. The way to go play Kidderminster yesterday, get back old-fashioned 4-4-2, get 2 people in the box up there at least, right? Bang the ball up into the box. We have enough skill in that side to put away Kidderminster and really put some pressure on their defence. No, but what does David Moyes do? Right, he wants us to play as if we're playing on the grass at Wembley, play the ball along the turf, right? Bobble, fall over the place. The wind was circling there as well, right? Honestly, you can't. I know the players were poor, but we set up wrong for the game as well. That should have been an old-fashioned 4-4-2. Come on, Kidderminster, let's have it. Let's get the ball. Score from a couple of set pieces. We're known for scoring from our set pieces. If we can't score from corners against Kidderminster Harriers, right, something's seriously wrong. What were we doing yesterday? Taking short corners. Come on.
Yeah. Obviously,
it's true.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, no.
I hate being critical of West Ham. I hate being critical of West Ham, and don't get me wrong, David Moyes has done a fantastic job in his time at West Ham, right? Overall, but come on, we nearly embarrassed ourselves totally. We got away with that yesterday. We had the biggest get out of jail card ever yesterday. We would have been a total embarrassment in the footballing world.
Yeah, I
what? How many minutes?
Yeah, no, 90 minutes, 40 seconds, or whatever it was when we scored. But like me and James just mentioned before you come on, obviously Diop and Zuma playing. I can understand Zuma playing if we weren't playing on Tuesday to get his minutes back. Obviously, he's not played for 2 weeks. Obviously, with Man United, I sort of expect. But I was why didn't Dawson partner a young one or a Baptiste or a Alessi? Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Just someone in.
Only David Moyes can answer that question. It questions what he rates our under 23s, if you want to call them that, or they're not even under 23s really now because they're on the bloody subs bench, aren't they, a lot of the time? So they're first team squad players, right? Let's stop calling them under 23s.
Do you know what? That's a great point,
right?
I mean, I just want to stop you there. That's a great point that no one's not picked up. They are first team players now because they are getting on the bench every single game. If you look at our bench over the last 5 games, Oko Flex has been on there, Ashby's been on there, I think even Elise has been on there at some point. So you've got a valid point there.
Yeah, no, it is. One question.
They're match day squad players. They're not under 23s anymore. They've come through that. They might still turn out and have a run at a fitness game playing for the under 23s in that league, but they're match day squad players. Tells you how small our squad is, mind it, West Ham. I got to be honest with you. But yeah, that game on that pitch yesterday, if you were going to play Diop, you might as well play Dawson instead of Diop. I reckon Moyes must have thought, I'm only guessing, we haven't got a crystal ball, but maybe he wanted to see how Diop played alongside Zuma for some reason. Clearly, it was shocking. Diop's been poor, though, mate, for the last few weeks. He hasn't settled in at all, has he, really, to be honest, since the injury came back into the team.
I think he was fine until he made that mistake against Genk, and literally that's knocked all the confidence out of literally, he played about 5 or 6 games before.
You haven't got the confidence to be a football player. If one mistake's going to blow your whole confidence, there's no point being a centre half.
I make Andy right on that day because Diop was doing all right up to that mistake, and then that mistake was and the whole fan base went, you know what?
One mistake, no good. It's one mistake.
Oh yeah, no.
Come on, let's be honest. It's not like he's been here 4 years.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not making that. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, since I'm saying he has been poor, but I'm saying since that mistake.
Yeah, you're right, Andy. You're right in what you're saying, but that tells you then that boy's got no bollocks. So there's no point persisting with a player who's got no bollocks to play for West Ham United.
Do you think Tuesday has come at a good time? We've got time to obviously reflect on it, and we've got to react. If we were playing next Sunday when we've got Leicester, it's a long time to sit there and mope about it. Really, you think they're probably not going to be in training today?
You, mate, I don't reckon they will be moping about it. They qualified, right?
Really?
They're mercenary players these days, mate. They go home, they go and have a couple of beers Saturday night, got away with it. Training restarts, all the focus goes on Watford. They won't even think about it, mate, to be honest. I don't think many. There will be.
I think you can say that about his interview, even his interview, Moyes yesterday. I think Moyes knew that he's just looked at it deep down. We got away with one, big time. Do you know what I mean?
The one thing, what I will say, because I was obviously with Nicky, Ryan, and all that. And we were doing the fan cams right outside the stadium yesterday.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah,
and that was the players' entry, like the way end, and that's where all the West Ham coaches were. And Král and Vlasic and a couple of other players, the foreign players, they actually drove to the game yesterday. Didn't go by a coach. And I can't remember what fan cam. I think it's Dom's. You know, it's a BMW go past. That was Vlasic and Král. Literally, I don't know whether it's because of COVID. I don't know whether that's still the case. But like, there were some West Ham fans waiting after the game for obviously some play because Alvin Martin come out as well. I think he was doing the radio yesterday for
the TalkSport radio.
Yeah. So he come out, he signed, but literally Král and Vlasic, they stopped, waved, didn't pull the window down, and just drove off straight after the game. Literally, it was about 20 minutes after the game. They were out. There were some players obviously boarding the coaches, but I thought that was very, very odd yesterday. Very odd.
It's strange. That is strange.
But there was other players there as well who drove. Obviously, it's not far, so I don't know whether they've got permission to do that because I don't think they stayed up there Friday night either.
What they do, the manager will sometimes say, "Yeah, right, you got somewhere to go," or if you live up north, there's no point going. So let's just hypothetically, this is it. But if you lived in, what should we say, Newcastle, David Moyes, if he's giving them a break, it sounds like to me they're having a bit of a break somewhere between. No, it can't be because we're playing Tuesday.
Yeah.
Unless they've just come back from somewhere, from a break, and they've gone straight from there to the game.
When did they come back from Dubai? They were out in Dubai, weren't they?
A few of them were, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. No, I just thought it was very odd. There was a couple of other players.
Strange.
There was.
Strange.
I think it was because two players were in the big Mercedes, blacked out Mercedes. That was like 71 plate. Two of them as well. They were like right next to the coaches as well. So obviously, like you said, they may have like a family event or something what they need to get to, but you just don't normally see that. Do you know, obviously because a non-league game, probably because it's more exposed. Obviously, Premier League games.
You just notice it more. You just notice it more, Andy. But you know, if you've got a player, like I say, if he lives up north, the manager would say, right, yeah, you can go back. Say, for instance, when Sam Allardyce was there, he'd say to Ravel Morrison was one of them. I was using an excuse, right? Yeah, go on then, lad. You can get off back to Manchester. No need for you. The bus is obviously going back that way. You need to get back that way. And if they weren't playing, but we're playing Tuesday, so that sort of unless Král and Vlasic aren't playing Tuesday, he knows his side Tuesday.
Talking about the first half, obviously the goal. Obviously Diop made the mistake for the free kick. He was sold short as well. I'm not making that. Like you said, I'm doing analysis of the pass was a little bit short, and obviously the player. To be fair, their striker didn't give us a moment's rest. To be fair, didn't really have us time to settle. Obviously, Areola's come in for a lot of stick for that goal, but if you look at the replay, obviously Diop was the one who got the touch, but Areola should be claiming it as well. We should be pushing our own players out of the way.
At the end of the day, though, Barnsley, surely, innit? If your keeper's coming out for some and he screams and let them all know he's coming.
Yeah. What did you make of it, James?
I agree, mate. It's hard, really, to digest. When I was watching it yesterday, I was in an emotional state. Like, I don't know what I would have been like being there, but when I was watching it, Diop was all over the place for that mistake. Like, he couldn't even get his feet into position. Like, he's literally falling over his own feet. Areola's an hard one with me because there's been games this year where he has saved us. So it's a bit. He's got a pass, in my opinion, because games in the League Cup against Man United, he saved us. The last Premier League game, he was at Old Trafford.
James, he's a goalkeeper. On that note, though, a goalkeeper, though, mate, right? It's totally two different jobs. Saving shots is one thing, but communication with your defence is another.
Yeah, right? If you've got a defence who can't defend,
commands his defence, mate. Right, and I think Areola struggles a bit in that. Well, he definitely did yesterday because he'd have been screaming at Diop to get out of the way.
Yeah, but who do you blame there, Diop or Areola?
Goalkeeping coach. It's true, isn't it?
It's always the third man, isn't it, Andy? It's always the third man.
It is, isn't it?
But to be fair to him, this is probably going to cause. I feel more comfortable with Areola in goal than Fabianski.
I agree on that.
I don't see. I don't.
Yeah.
I think they're level. to be honest with it. Whichever one's in goal doesn't normally create fear for me.
You might need to refresh, Daya. We're losing you every other
one
word
we
now.
play, and I find the Areola-Fabianski debate quite boring because they're both very, very good goalkeepers.
Might need to. Oh yeah, there he is. He's coming back. It's just his kicking though, James. With Areola, like the ball got played back to him, he just takes one touch, and 9 times out of 10 he pings it to the right back or left back, or if he needs to clear it up. I'm not sitting here saying I want Fabianski dropped. This is probably one of the best.
Fabianski's coming to the end of his career anyway, Andy. Me and you both know this. Like, he's coming to the end of his career, Fabianski. We ain't going to be here forever.
The question is because he's back from COVID, I think, for the Tuesday game. It'd be interesting to see who will be in goal on Tuesday.
So I'm moving. Yeah, I'm right.
Oh, you're back.
Right.
No, I agree with you on this one though. I think Areola has done pretty well in the West Ham shirt this season. I don't think he's done really a lot wrong. Yesterday, you can sort of blame him, but the whole back line was poor. Right, from Ben Johnson to Ryan Fredericks, all of them in that battle. Even Zuma.
That was the worst game I've seen Ryan Fredericks play in a West Ham shirt. He just didn't offer us anything. He wasn't overlapping. He didn't know whether to run forward or back. With his pace, he should be able to and stamina. He should be able to bomb up and down that pitch all day, no problem. He got to the byline and he was just chipping them up, surfing them up like we were playing flipping volleyball to the centre to the Kidderminster centre halves. But
chipping them up in windy circumstances.
Obviously, half time, I'm sitting there, standing there, thinking, I knew Rice was coming on straight away. I don't know whether they showed you on the pitch at half time. He was straight out there, more stripped off than what they usually were. Literally, it was just the polo top underneath, doing the long sprints, and obviously Dawson coming on as well. Was you surprised any more wasn't changed straight away, or do you reckon that was panicking, or was you expecting someone else?
I think Moyes was being reserved, mate. I think he knew straight away that the midfield battle was getting completely destroyed. I think, who was it? Rice come on for Crowell, was it?
Yeah. And Dawson for Diop.
And didn't Noble go off, or did he go off a bit later on?
A bit later in the game, second half.
65th for Souček, wasn't it? Yeah.
So he was on there for a longer, but I'll be honest with you, Crowell and Noble just didn't work. It just did not work at all.
They did it at Old Trafford, didn't they? They did it at Old Trafford when we beat Man United 1-0 in the Cup, and I was really looking forward to seeing them play, but obviously...
But Declan Rice does what he does, mate. Like, we get on to him a little bit later on, but when the subs come on, we all knew West Ham were going strong then.
I agree with Kent. Fredericks Clueless was looking at the pitch, Dean, hope you're doing well, mate. Thanks for joining in. Obviously, we're going to talk about Yarmolenko because when you think about it, he was involved with both of the goals. But we'll get onto both of the goals as well. We were saying why weren't he on the pitch, but he was involved. But obviously, before that, he didn't offer us anything apart from stepovers. What has he got over David Moyes to be starting in a West Ham shirt?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. There must be something going on.
Beggars belief, mate. Beggars belief.
For me, I know I've answered this and I'll pass it over to Daya. For me, Yarmolenko, what has Oko Flex got to do to get on the pitch? Like, what has he got to do? Like, has he got to score 5 goals in the under-23s a week before he gets on the pitch? Yarmolenko was a disgrace yesterday, not only for his performance from start to finish, but diving and even doing that, absolutely horrendous. He could have easily been sent off yesterday, right?
But James, when he made that dive, he could have actually caught up with the ball and scored.
But then the question that needs to be asked is, why is Yarmolenko still here? David Moyes did say in the summer.
Right, you ask the questions, I'll give you the answer on that one. Money, right? He's on 130 grand a week. Would you swap jobs for 130 grand a week? Would that give you the ambition to stay even if you're not playing? Of course it would. 130 grand a week, whatever.
Plus appearance bonus. Plus appearance bonuses.
Well, that's a Billy bonus. But if you're getting 130 grand a week, you ain't leaving West Ham, are you?
I just thought he was pathetic yesterday, mate, from start to finish. But then, are you like, nothing surprises us with him? Like, because we all know what he's going to do. It's just, thank God we've only got 4 months to go.
Do you think it? Someone pointed it out. I can't remember who tweeted it, or it might have been on Kent's Facebook actually. It's just a reaction when Rice scored. Everyone else was over the moon, and he just jogged over and went tapped him on. He's like, "Oh, why am I here?"
He made an effort, Andy, and jogged over. That's better than sometimes.
Yeah,
he's a mercenary, mate. He's making 130. He's from the Ukraine. He's making 130 grand a week. He's just riding out his contract, mate. I think.
But how comes for the Ukraine he turns into prime Messi?
He's never even beat. I wouldn't say he was a world beater then, but since the injury he had, he's just been nothing, is he really?
Yeah. But how comes for Ukraine he turns into prime Messi?
Lower level, Olga, mate. That's depends who they're playing again, doesn't it? If they're playing,
Belarus or
Ukraine don't exactly play Wolves. They don't go and play Brazil, and they don't play to teams like that, do they? It's like Vlasic playing against Cyprus and Greece and Malta, isn't it? Yeah. That's that level that they play at, and they look better then. Yarmolenko's not a Premier League player, never has been.
Too slow.
Many of our players that we got in our squad at the moment aren't too slow. Exactly.
Next player I want to talk about is actually he's not a player. It's Jonathan Moss. Don't know whether you realise, is Jonathan Moss and both of the linesmen were the same officials what we had at Old Trafford away. Exactly the same. I checked it.
What, in the Premier
League? Yeah, in the Premier League, exactly the same officials. And the one because I couldn't see it because people. Do you remember when Bowen got completely took out and they didn't give nothing? Yeah. That was the same lino who didn't give the corner what we should have had at Old Trafford away in the last minute, Joe, before they scored.
How is that allowed to have the same officials in 2 back-to-back games?
Yeah.
Just because they're neutral, James. Because they're neutral. Shouldn't make any difference.
Fucking neutral.
Well, they're meant to be neutral.
I think Kent summed him up here, though.
I don't think. To be honest with you, how bad we were yesterday, I don't think we should be even looking at the referee because we embarrassed ourselves, whoever the referee was, whoever the linesmen were, where they were from. We were absolutely embarrassed.
Oh, no. I'm just making the point.
John Moss was bad, though, yesterday. He was bad. I
agree.
Alfie was going that we tried to get, we didn't get nothing.
Nuts for the referee. But, I don't get this referee. And it's like today, to be honest with you, Cardiff City, how the Liverpool goalkeeper was never sent off for that.
And the penalty.
And the penalty, right? It's like ITV have got control over the refs. Or because it's the FA. I don't know. I ain't got the answer, mate, but come on. There was shocking decisions yesterday, shocking decisions again today. And they would have VAR, wouldn't they, at Anfield today?
Yeah.
Question for you. James is going to love this because he knows I like him as well. What did you make of Ben Rama yesterday? I didn't know. I think he looked a bit confused where he was playing, whether he was in the middle or the left. But when he went to the left, I think in the Premier League, you've got a bit more time to do this. Like the step overs worked a couple of times. But they're just big and lumpy, aren't they? You're going to struggle to get around them. But it was a good test for him yesterday. Good test.
I feel the first half, and I'll give you an honest assessment. No being biased. Yeah. First half, I thought Ben Rama was shocking.
Good that you're throwing him.
I thought he was absolutely shocking in the first half. Second half, I thought he got a bit better. But what he does well, Ben Rama, he makes the space for others like Cresswell and Rice to run into. And when Pablo come on, if it weren't for Pablo's pass, then Rice don't score. I thought Benny was all right. He was okay. He was getting better towards it as the game was going on. But the first half, I thought he was absolutely diabolical, if I'm honest.
Carl, I'm guessing you're... I'm guessing you're a Kidderminster fan, which is good to get in. And if you are a Kidderminster fan, I just want to give you a round of applause. That was a proper FA Cup side. The fans were amazing, and to experience that ground as well. Everyone was welcome, even after the game. Literally, I'm not going to say what it feels that they were just gutted, and like we'll get into Declan Rice's goal, but what a credit to Kidderminster though, wasn't it? What a cup tie.
What a credit to British football though. That's one thing I will say. 6th tier, and they've just pushed us all the way to the 121st minute. Literally,
What we
and
got
let's
to
be
remember,
honest, they deserved to win yesterday.
Well, it's not all just about a Premier League, is it?
I think you need to restart your laptop or something. You keep cutting out again.
Football's
your
not
fans
all about the Premier League, is it, at the end of the day?
You lost your day. Restart your laptop.
I don't know what's going on.
You keep.
So why it must be the Wi-Fi. TV, let me turn the telly off. See that? Right, off the telly off. Right. We got Sunday, innit? Wi-Fi day, innit?
There you go. You're back.
Yeah, turn the telly off. Mad, isn't it?
But no, obviously we got away with it with the result. But like you said, that everyone says that the FA Cup's dying, but that just proved the magic of it yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. You know, I'm a big fan of non-league football, grassroots football, or what we want to call it, and I enjoy going to a non-league football match. I'll stop and watch a football match on a park if there's a game on. Do you know what I mean? And it just, you know, that's the beauty of the game. We all, because we're in the Premiership, just talk about Premiership football all the time and the world beaters and all the rest of it. But, you know, I remember when my mate, Johnny Williams, client, John Williams, he played for Kidderminster Harriers. And I went there. They're lovely people, Kidderminster. I've spent a lot of time in Kidderminster, actually, over the years. And it's a nice town. You know, they got some. There's one lad who goes on Facebook. They're called Kiddie Lads. You want to watch him? He's a right boy and a half. Yeah. But
Carl, sorry, Dave, to interrupt. This is Carl. I've put the link in the chat, Carl. You're more than welcome to come on if you want to come on, and you don't have to put your camera on if you want to. I've put it in the chat. Click on that link and come on and talk about it. You're more than welcome to. I've just put it in the chat for you there. Yeah, Dale. It was really weird. Obviously, we walked up the hill. It was a proper cup tie, and like a real testament. And like you said,
how long did it take you to get there, Andy?
Just under 3 hours.
I ain't bad.
Yeah, was that driving, Andy, or on the train?
Drove.
All right.
And then I'm back there, back to Birmingham next week for Leicester away.
That ain't too bad, Leicester though. It's not.
Yeah,
right.
It's a little bit less mileage. It's about 30 miles less.
Yeah, but it ain't bad. 3 hours. I must admit.
Honest, if we were West Ham fans, we all wanted Kidderminster to win yesterday, wouldn't we?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Go on again.
It's like, yeah, you are.
Oh dear, that was about him. Listen, you've got to give Kidderminster all the respect in the world, mate. If I'm honest, and I've done it on my channel, I just turned around and said the better team lost, and they were the better team by a country mile. Like, we was second best of everything, and I do feel for them, but it's just one of them, isn't it? It's going to happen to us eventually.
Yeah. Ken. Yeah. Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, can hear you fine. My end.
Oh, you just keep freezing. We lose you every other word.
Oh, I don't know what it is, mate. Weird.
Yeah, no, Kent's just over 4. Obviously, Kent's just a little bit further than me. So yeah, no, it was a. We'll talk on to now, because obviously that's the main reason why we're here. And Declan Rice. James mentioned it earlier. Sorry guys if I'm shouting. I'm deaf in one ear. I've gone really deaf in one ear. So if I'm shouting, I do apologise. The pass from Fornals as well. James, take it through it. What goal?
Amazing, mate. Amazing. My missus decided to film me going through hell yesterday because I was giving her a stick on Friday night about Man United. The last sort of 10 minutes of the game, she started filming me, pausing and recording. And I was getting very angry with Yarmolenko. And then I was like, we're about to go out and I'm about to get a load of messages from all my Tottenham mates, Chelsea mates, and everything. And then Fornals puts that ball in, And as soon as Declan Rice cut inside, I went, this is gonna go in, and he puts it away. He's a phenomenal talent. He's world class. He's the reason why West Ham are the new West Ham. I think if you take Declan out, we become the old West Ham. Great goal, and he saved us a lot of trolling last night from all the fan bases up and down the land. He's a world class player, mate, and we've got a world class player in our ranks, and we should appreciate him because
I was right behind it. So as soon as he cut in, he shot. So I was literally right on the angle, and when it went in, literally, I've never jumped on Nicky so much when that goal. Everyone was like, but obviously when you're there as well, it was just like I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, what the hell? But this comment, before I get on to you, Dale, with the goal, I think this is the best comment. I think I'm going to snip this and put this on Twitter. Yarmolenko.
Yarmolenko's the worst player to ever play. Yeah, Aggborough. Oh dear.
Dale, just how good was Rice's goal?
Oh, quality, mate. But it's not the first time we've seen him do that this season. And it's like he gets so fed up the way we're playing. It's and excuse me, Fred, but it's like, oh, bollocks, I'll just do this me bloody self then. Right? And he goes on them runs and he picks the ball up and goes on them runs. Yeah, great ball in from Fornals to give him back the ball. But it was like, I've had enough now. I'm just going to go smash the ball in the back of the net. But to be fair, that's quality, isn't it? You see the different quality in Declan Rice. He can play in the World Cup, but he can also play non-league football. When the others couldn't. That's the difference of it. We're saying all the West Ham primos couldn't play football yesterday, and we're making up excuses for him, bobbling pitch, wind, this, that, and everything. Wasn't the case for Declan Rice, was it?
One thing what I will say is, obviously, being on the pitch, you sort of watch other players. Souček made the difference. He might not have been involved with the ball, but what he done off the ball, the defenders didn't know what to do with him. He was split in the centre, and that's how I think that opened it up as well. The defenders just didn't know how to deal with him. His late runs into the box, and literally, I was just lost for words when that goal went in. And everyone says West Ham fans like when it's going shit, it's like bad, but like yesterday, like everyone just pulled together, and I think the fans played their part in the last 5 or 10 minutes of us getting that goal as well, especially shooting that end.
I thought I totally agree. Souček was a bit of a difference. He was being a menace, and what it was, where the ball kept coming back to West Ham, he was being more advanced. But I do agree with what Dale says. Sometimes I look at Declan Rice and I think he gets so frustrated. He just goes, you know what? I'll take this on my own. And I'm just going to try my best. I'm going to try my best on my own, and that's what he done.
Yeah. So moving on to the extra time, it's just I'm not going to lie, extra time's a bit of a blur for me, especially the first half. It was a bit end to end. They didn't really offer much, and to be honest, I think they had a couple of chances, but they were probably playing for penalties. Really, I think that did show eventually, but it just proves, obviously, us making them 5 subs, we couldn't really make a difference. If we could add one more, maybe an Oko Flex or someone a bit more minded going forward, maybe have made the difference in the end. Do you agree, James? Because we've used all the 5 subs before.
I think what it was, it just flattened Kidderminster. Don't forget, there was 90 seconds away from glory, and we've equalised in that sort of time frame. I think in the extra time, I think we had did we have a goal disallowed in extra time?
Yeah.
We had a goal disallowed in extra time for offside, I think it was. And I think they was playing for penalties. I think us scoring right at the death was just rubbing it in even more. I think they deserve penalties at the end of the day. Whether or not they would have won, I would have fancied us all day long with Ariola in goal, especially at pens. But yeah, it was just like it papers over a lot of cracks yesterday. That's all I can say, really. It really does.
Yeah, no, definitely. Kent pretty much said it. Yeah, Thomas physically disrupted the centre back a unit who before were just heading and kicking away. Yeah, no, it's sort of nice when we can like sit and appreciate players, because you might not. It's not always what you do with the ball where players deserve the credit, and I'm glad other people saw that as well, because sometimes people, especially when you do a fan cam after the game, I was like thinking of all what I was going to say, but it's like the adrenaline, or I was just mixed emotions yesterday, because I was like, we're through, but I feel so horrible for Kidderminster at the same time as well, and yeah. I didn't realise that. No, I was surprised how much energy we had. We've played 4 games in 2 weeks. Wow. Even more of a round of applause. Really, even more of a round of applause. Moving on to the winning goal. Our best mate Yarmolenko involved with the shot. What was going out for a throw in until we got a touch from it. How was you feeling, James, when that went in? Was it relief? Shock?
I think it was. Yeah, I think for me, I was sitting here because it was my anniversary yesterday, and I was going to go out for a meal in the evening. So I was having a nice chilled day. I thought, you know what, watch West Ham. I never chilled with West Ham ever, right? But when that goal went in, it was like a bit of peace of mind to say, finally, they've got it done. Like, they've got the advantage now. Because let's be honest, in that game, from start to finish, up to the Bowen goal, we was up against it all the time against them. I thought they was excellent, mate. They're one of the best non-league teams I've seen. Now, I'll be honest with you, I watch a lot of non-league football, like National League football. I go over to a local ground and see my local team play. But I must admit, watching Kidderminster yesterday, if they don't go up this year, I'll be surprised, because they was very, very good. But when Bowen put that goal in, relief, I think, is the word I think we'd all use, and say, you know what, well, we finally got the job done. We shouldn't have made it hard work for ourselves, but it was job done.
So, Dale, before I move on to you, obviously the goal from Jarrod Bowen, just to make everyone aware, he is on fine form. Jarrod Bowen's played 33 games this season, 10 goals and 10 assists. Is he the best winger on form at the minute, Dale, English?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. Without a shadow of a doubt. Class player, isn't he? Class. Even in the scrappy game there yesterday, which was a scrappy old game of football, wasn't it, at the end of the day? At the end of the day, we went down to their level, right? Non-league level. There's no doubt about that. They were a better team. They were the better team than us. But we did actually get the ball in the net. We got the ball in the net from that one bit of magic from Declan Rice. And about Jason Bowen was still fighting for everything, wasn't he? And he towed the ball over the line, you know, off a fluke shot, like you say, really, wasn't it? But I'll tell you what I mean. I know it sounds stupid, but you look back from teams who won the FA, they have a really scary moment on their running, all right? So we got, as long as we play the right side against Southampton, we can put them away, I think. And then we're into the quarterfinals, and anything can happen. But you always remember, and I can remember, I can't remember what team it was there, but there's teams who've just skinned it at the end, like we did yesterday. They've gone on to win the cup.
Yeah.
It's true. Definitely. I know it's like not sentiment. What do you call it? Sentiment maybe. But that's what or superstition. But there's no reason why we still can't win the FA Cup, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you sort of moving on to the reaction? Do you think the fans just need to, because obviously before the first goal went in, a lot of the fans were singing about the board. Do you agree when it's? I can imagine if we lost, doing it in the ground, but do you sort of agree with the dig to the ball?
I don't agree with that,
because the players can hear it, can't they? It's disrespectful, I think, and that may have played its part, because even before they scored.
Yeah, but I think it's disrespectful for the board. What are they actually saying? Why are they blaming the board yesterday because we're losing in the FA Cup? The bloke to be looking at is David Moyes. They should be singing Moyes out if they want to sing a song, right? Moyes out would be. I don't agree with that either. I'm singing Moyes out there yesterday, but my point being is Moyes is just as much fault, if not more, than the board anyway, right? And it's the players who were playing crap yesterday, because they were crap, but it was prima donna, or I wouldn't call them prima donnas, that's a bit harsh, but pampered princes playing on a cabbage patch, right? And they didn't like it. They go in a small dressing room beforehand. The shower's a bit cold. They don't like it, right? It's all the build-up as well, remember. It's not just what happened to get out on that pitch and the wind's chapping across the old thighs and they're feeling a bit cold. And they haven't brought their gloves. Premiership players are pampered princes. This is why you see them struggle against non-league teams, right? It happens. It happens. But the thing, going back to your point, the fans shouldn't be singing the ball out during a game of football. Not special. But this is the trouble, though. The new breed of fan, as I call them, the kids today, don't know what they're singing about half the time. I don't. How can you be singing for the ball out? Because you're losing the 1-0 to Kidderminster. That's down to the manager. That's down to the centre half.
Yeah, but was they singing that before we conceded, though?
Yeah.
So, really...
it started kicking off in the ground because they got the big... Because obviously it's standing.
I thought we were losing. Sorry, Miles.
No. So that was before, and then they put it up so people couldn't see, and then it started kicking off between the fans as well because they're holding the big banner.
Oh,
GSB
banner,
out.
Yeah. I think what it is, to answer your question, Andy, right, I'm a very much GSB out, right, as you know, right? I mean, you've done shows before in the past about this issue. The problem is that when you look at yesterday and you see how bad we really was, and we was 90 seconds away from going out the FA Cup to, no disrespect to Kidderminster, a 6-tier side, questions will be asked from the fan base of who's to blame here. Is it GSB? Is it Dave? Is it both? No one really knows.
I'm 70% bald and 30% Moyes.
I think I'm in that same ballpark.
Over what though, Mosey? Over
transfers, yeah.
I put that down to Moyes, mate. Moyes all day on for me. That I think it's clear.
See, I'm 30%. The reason why I'm 30% Moyes is obviously he's got his targets, and I sort of agree. Some of them are obviously not available. Clubs are not going to do business. But then his plan B is like if it's not his option A, it's nothing at all. Yeah, and obviously, and then I'm 70% the bald is because they're not cuffing up the extra 5 or 10 million. May have got the money. So that's where I'm split.
But would you agree though, Andy? Some of the targets. Do you think some of our transfer targets are unrealistic? Really?
No. I think Rafinha and Phillips would be. Definitely improve I think they would improve our starting 11 and definitely our full team play.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we are West Ham United. We're in the Europa League, but the players that we're going for would want Champions League. Like Rafinha would. Why would Rafinha want to come to West Ham when he could go to Liverpool? Can you see what I'm getting at? Like,
yeah, but you're guaranteed game time and be a part of the project. And when you're Europa League, you get Champions League.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a very interesting one. Like, some people won't criticise Moyes because it's David Moyes. He's done very well at West Ham. Yeah, but the problem is David Moyes did pick Yarmolenko as our backup striker. Deep down, Yarmolenko is our backup striker, not Bowen. I don't believe that in Bowen. He wouldn't come out on video and say that because he gets slandered by the whole of the fan base. Now, deep down, if, for instance, Bowen got injured or Antonio got injured, Yarmolenko was the backup striker, and he is the backup striker. There's no two ways about it. He's the first one off the bench with Mazuaku in every game. Now, for me, Dave has got to really have a look at it and say to himself, you've got Issa Diop, who we all know can't defend, and he was really bad. And me and you, Andy, have defended him, and he's let us down.
I can't no more. We won't turn this into obviously a thing because we're obviously talking about the game. I want to quickly talk about the draw quick, but Diane, the magic of the FA Cup, like you said, you mentioned, we're going to move on to the fixtures. Could have been it's not the worst draw ever, is it? What we've got?
Well, Southampton, we got to play our first team there, but yeah, we'd be all right.
My mate's a massive Luton fan, and as much as he'll probably like to progress, but obviously for them hosting Chelsea, that's going to be a proper cup tie, isn't it, James?
Be some interesting activity outside of the football there, mate. I'm telling you that now. That's a good tie. That's a very good tie, and that ain't going to be a given for Chelsea. Not at Kenilworth Road. They will make noise there. And I watched them. I've watched a bit of Luton ever since Kent started saying about the striker. And yesterday I watched them against Cambridge, and they literally done a job there. And
a lot of ex-West Ham there. A lot of ex-West Ham players they've got there as well.
That's a big game for Luton, trust me. It really, really is, especially at Kenilworth Road. But I must admit, saying about our draw, Southampton, it's not. I think it's a sort of game that we needed after that one. I wouldn't have liked us to play someone like Borough away or Luton away, for instance. I wouldn't have fancied that, not after what we've just gone through. I think the Southampton one will be a Premier League mentality, and that's what it'll be going into that game. And I honestly believe if we beat Southampton, I think we can. There's a chance. There's definitely a big chance of us doing something in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Let's have a look here at some comments. Let's have a look at. Reese, I firmly believe that Yarmolenko. Oh God. Oh dear. Kent saying we were promised next level and signings were reported going on for next level, but in the case lowball reported bids are not going to cut it. Yeah, no, that's where I sort of agree there. Yeah, I always get his name. Adebayo, be a big test. Got him. Has been injured of late. Crystal Palace Stoke. I don't think this is a given either for Palace. Martin O'Neill. It's not Martin. No, Michael O'Neill. Michael O'Neill. Yeah. Michael O'Neill, their manager there. They've got some decent players. Not really a tough game for Palace as well, there, isn't it?
I don't think so, to be honest. I disagreed on that one, Andy. I got to be honest. Stoke aren't nothing special, mate. Palace play good football at the moment, and Patrick Vieira and Ocean Roberts, they should have enough to put, and they're at home as well. They should have enough to put Stoke away there. Man City, Peterborough, we all know what's going to happen there, don't we? Peterborough are going to have their day out, aren't they, playing the big boys, but good luck to him, but it ain't going to happen. Liverpool, Norwich, we know what's going to happen there. Well, they're looking at Liverpool today. They weren't very good against Cardiff, but they still managed to put the ball in the net 3 times in the end. Our one's probably the tie, Southampton, West Ham. And,
do you reckon that'll be televised?
Yeah, I think so, because I think it will be televised because it's the Premiership draw, I think, personally. Middlesbrough, Tottenham. They might follow that one because Middlesbrough put Man United out. But you'd expect Tottenham to have enough in them to get through there. But I wouldn't write Middlesbrough off, to be honest. Forest have got to get past Leicester today. I don't think they will. And they get Huddersfield. So Leicester, it's still there to play for, isn't it? But quite a funny draw.
I still think the Bournemouth Wood tonight. That could be another shock. I really can see Bournemouth getting something, you know.
They're a good side, Bournemouth, mate.
Bournemouth have been blowing hot and cold of late, haven't they?
Bournemouth are no mugs. They're a very good outfit.
Kent's agreeing there. Borough Tottenham.
It'd be nice to see. Nice to see one more league team sort of get through, wouldn't it?
Carl saying we beat the Posh away in the third round in 2014. Barry Fry was the chairman when we beat them in '94. He hates us. Before we go, gents, another obviously Kidderminster. Obviously, that's why I love the magic of the FA Cup. Obviously, it being televised, the money, what that's going to do for them, and they've gave some good credit. And you never know, that may even attract some players in the summer because they like what they're doing there. Really, isn't it? Really, so it's a good test.
Kidderminster. Yeah. Hey, everybody's a Kidderminster fan this morning, aren't they? Come on, the nation wanted him to win yesterday, and I can understand why. Yeah. I can understand why the nation wanted him to win yesterday. Apart from if it weren't for West Ham, our feelings for West Ham, we'd have been feeling the same way. Really, we would have been gutted for him. Really, I bet the neutrals were.
Yeah.
So close, but not so far.
Yeah, let's have a look here. I wanted Pete. Oh yeah, I forgot your local race. You live in Peterborough. Yeah, that would have been.
I would have lost that.
Probably, yeah.
Give
Who's
us
that?
Give us Man City and we beat them. Give us Kidderminster or Peterborough, we're going to blow it.
Scotty Parker bought in some good players. Yeah. They bought is it Cartwell from Norwich, isn't it? They
Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, Keith Moore.
Kiefer Moore.
Nat Phillips.
Kiefer Moore.
Yeah. Yeah. No, some good players. Quickly,
Nat
so
Phillips.
yeah.
Not good enough for West Ham.
So sum it up then, gents. Declan Rice kept us in. Bowen's still on fire. And we're through.
We're through.
That's pretty much.
To sum it up, we're through. The typical FA Cup. Could have been a banana skin. We're through. We're going to win the FA Cup.
Yeah, no, definitely. And one thing what I will want to say, gents, is this week I gained 100 subscribers. I'm up to 901 subscribers this week, which is baffling. I was very surprised.
We'll have to come on again, James, won't we? Boost it up again.
That's it, mate. No, listen, fair play to you, mate. We all know how hard it is when you're doing it on your own. Like, don't get me wrong, I have people on my channel, but I do it on my own. You do it on your own, but you have people on yours. Dad does it on his own, and he gets people on his. Fair play to you, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm over the moon. Like I said, I'm doing some more bits in the background. I'll be back again at 8 o'clock tonight because I'm doing a new show, which is the West Ham Reunited Monthly Review, where I'll be reviewing all of the drama on and off the pitch what have happened in January. So I can imagine the lack of signings will be a topic, and I'm doing that at the end because we'll be talking about the rise of Manuel Lanzini, especially Palace away. Obviously the FA Cup win against Leeds. So yeah, that's my new show, which is basically a bite-sized version of the monthly review. So make sure you look out for that. And before we go, look, Carl, all the best. Get Champions League. Carl, like I said, absolute testament to you and the Kidderminster fans yesterday. It was a proper cup tie, and good luck as well. And hopefully you get promoted as well. But,
I agree,
mate. Like I said, agree with what Kent's saying there. Got the job done. I know we can sit here and, well, not mope around, but obviously we're fans at the end of the day.
There's no point moping about this one. I'd mope more. I mope more over a Premiership loss, personally, because these are different circumstances when you play these FA Cup games. You're playing your fringe players on a cabbage patch, in the cold, in the surroundings. You know, you only got to look at the photos of Moyes having his Budweiser with the kiddie manager yesterday. He might as well have been in the porter cabin. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different than Moyes' office. It's the same thing, though. It's Moyes' office at the London Stadium would be a miles away from that, you know. But most of the sort of things can all go wrong in these cup ties. That's why it's the cup, you know.
And the last thing I want to say is thank you to the Kidderminster fans as well for their tribute to Isla Caton yesterday. I know the West Ham fans will be doing it at the London Stadium on Tuesday. That was a real touch, and everyone.
Yeah, nice touch. Did you know about that, Andy?
No.
Before the game, you didn't.
No.
Ah, that's fair play, man.
Yeah, didn't have a clue.
Yeah, I reckon Declan. There was Stella on it. To be honest, he was drinking Stella, the Kidderminster manager. Maybe Moyes can't handle Stella. I don't know, but he's a Budweiser. Bloody Moyesy, come on, sort it out, mate. Bloody Budweiser.
It could have been worse. It could have been Bud Light.
It probably was.
But no, that's the one thing.
Bottle, but there we are.
Yeah, no, that's the last thing I wanted to say. Obviously, the programme's already been released as well. Obviously, Isla Caton's on the front of the game on Tuesday, and obviously the West Ham community's all getting behind that. So that was a nice touch as well, and obviously from the Kidderminster fans. I'm going to go and have my dinner, chill out, watch football for the rest of the day, and like I said, I'll be back at 8 o'clock. And thanks for James and Daya. You know where to find James. He's got it in the name there, E20's own TV. And obviously below Daya's cap, the Day's Banter, go and give him. Daya does a lot of watch-alongs, and not just for West Ham or other games like he was earlier. And so, yeah, it's all banter, in it, Daya.
That's the quietest he's ever been, Daya.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you cut out again.
What did you say? Quietest you've been?
You was muted there, son. You was muted.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear you.
We're saying the quietest you've been.
Hey, listen. I'm over the moon because I've given up the old nicotine tabs now. Like, I still need to have a sweet. Well, I went on Amazon because I couldn't find any decent sweets, the right size and everything you got to have. So, remember aniseed balls? Look at them. I don't know if you remember them. You're old enough to remember them. But I went on the old traditional sweet shop, mate. Look at those babies. Look at those bad boys. Thousands in there. £9. Job done.
Yeah, no,
I'm happy, man.
Yeah. Kent, I think so, because they do it for every game. And I did see the usual West Ham they have their own media team, and they were filming a bit of stuff yesterday near us. So I'm guessing there will be behind the scenes there, which was good. But yeah, like I said, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Enjoy your Sunday, and I will be back later. One thing left to say: come on, you Irons. Take care, everyone.